Today we're going to be looking at redox. The problems that we're doing now are not so much about balancing chemical equations, figuring out how many aluminums versus oxygens you have, but more so when you're in a compound, what are the charges of each of the elements? And then we do extend that out to doing equations shortly, but not today. What I'd like you to do is look at your packet called Notes on Redox Reactions. If you look 2 pages in, you should see Redox Reaction Practice. And you had to do numbers 1 and 2 for homework for class. So I'm going to go over 1B, which is aluminum chlorate, and 2C, which is a phosphate ion. We're going to go through these, and then next time I make one of these videos, we'll look at actually working the equations. Okay. So, first one up, I have, let's see, this is 1B. I have AlClO3, and then the whole thing sub 3. So as I said, this is aluminum chlorate. And the question is, what are the oxidation states? Remember, oxidation states is just a charge. So when I look at aluminum, some of these I probably already know, actually I have to know them. If I look on the periodic table, I see that for aluminum there's only one oxidation state, and that is +3. So I can go ahead and just write a +3 up here. That's a 3. Okay? And then I know for oxygen, if I go over here, the only option is a 2 negative, so I'm going to put a 2 negative there. But when I go to chlorine, I see there are a whole host. Now, up till now we've said, oh, just pick the top one, because you didn't know enough about it. But now you do. So now you're actually going to determine which one of these is the oxidation state in this particular compound for chlorine. So since I don't know, I'm going to do the whole mathematical X. Okay? So I'm going to solve for X. Now, aluminum at a +3, well, let's see, how many aluminums do I have? Well, 1 is implied. So I'm going to say I have 1 +3, so 1 times 3. And next to the aluminum, or bonded to it, I have a chlorine. And I don't know the chlorine's charge, so I'm just going to put an X. But I do know that because the 3 is outside these parentheses, I have 3 chlorines. So I'm going to make it 3x. Don't know the charge of chlorine, but I do know there are 3 of them, 3x. I'm going to add that to the oxygen, and in this case, how many oxygens do I have? I have 3 groups of 3, so that's like O3, O3, O3. So it's 9 total, and I know the charge is 2 negative off the periodic table. So I end up with 1 times 3 plus 3x plus 9 times 2 negative. And because this is a compound, it has no charge, I'm going to say if I do all of that, it's going to equal 0. So now it's just order of operations. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 3x is 5, plus 9 times 2 negative is the same as minus 18. That equals 0. To make it balance, or excuse me, to find my charges, I can say minus 18 will add 18 to both sides, and that gives me 3 plus 3x equals 18. Then I can subtract 3 from both sides. I get 3x equals 15. So divide both sides by 3. I get x equals 5. Hello, George. Just a moment. Oops. There we go. So phosphorus is 5, and I know that it's a +5 because nowhere in here was I saying that x was negative. So at this point I can write my final answer, which is I can say, okay, in this particular compound, aluminum is 3+, knew that going in. Chlorine is 5+, figured that one out. And oxygen is 2 negative, again, knew that going in. These are the oxidation states for letter 1B.